Hello, everyone. This is going to be a series of video lectures that I'm going to present through them graphs and networks. So the best way to start is just to take a look at a small example and then we start working with that example. So I created a little network here of collaborators. Say this is a person here who's collaborating with this person and doesn't know anything else about anyone else of the collaborators. But this person here also collaborate with this person and that person. And then that person here collaborates with these two guys. Is there a way that we can create a graph or a network that can represent this? The best way to do that through using Python is to actually create a dictionary, and the dictionary we're gonna create is going to mimic this kind of linkage and this kind of collaboration. So for every node here, we are going to create a key in a dictionary, and every key will have a value of all the list of people or a list of collaborators that are going to be in the network. So to do that, let's create a network here, collaboration dictionary, like that. So the dictionary in Python starts with these curly braces, and it has keys and values. So every little circle here, every little flying ball here, which we call node, every little node will be represented by a key. So let's start with the alphabetical. Now maybe you start from left to right. So it doesn't have to be alphabetical. So I'm going to start with that network here, with that node here, node C, is going to connect to a list of nodes, but this list of nodes only has one node, and this is node A. But the second one here, node A, is gonna be a key by itself. And so what we're basically doing, we're taking a look at this network here. We're mimicking exactly what's how these components are connected to each other using a dictionary, using a Python dictionary. There's nothing else we're doing. So the key here that we're working with, we see A is connected to C. A is connected to C like that, and A is connected to D and connected to B. Let's do from left to right. I'm going to honor from left to right. It doesn't really matter, but we said let's read them from left to right, or construct the graph from left to right. So that's what we're gonna do. So now we have a node. Sorry, that is B. Okay. And then we also have what was the next node in the network here. So we have node D. D is connected to A and B, right? So we're gonna have a list of two nodes. So the first one is going to be node A, and the second one, and again, the order doesn't really matter, but because I said I'm going from left to right, it's just much easier to kind of stick with an order, and then you list them so you don't skip anything. So A and B are my nodes. So the next one in the line is going to be, so we had C and A and D, then there's B here. So B is connected to a whole bunch of things. So it's connected to A and D from the left, connected to A. That's not an A. And it's connected to D, right? And is also connected to F and E. But E comes first because it's more to the left. So because we said from left to right. So E here, and then E, and then F, like that. All right, what else? We have a comma here like that. So we did 4 nodes. Now we have E, Okay, node E here is connected to how many nodes? Is connected to B, and that's it. So there is a list like that, and is only connected to node labeled as B. Is not connected to anything else. What about F? F is connected to also how many nodes? It's connected to a single node, which is B. So both E and F are connected to B. Okay, so this is our dictionary here. This is our dictionary. So put it here like that, and it's going to show me all the components that I have here. So now suppose that I want to see all the neighbors for, say, um, node E. Let me take a look at node E. So we have a dictionary here. In this dictionary, if I give it a key, and now I want to see the neighbors for node E, like that, is going to show me that my neighbor here is B. Very good. All right. What else? If I want to get all the keys, if I want to see all the nodes, so how do I do that? So getting all the nodes, getting all the nodes, that means getting all the keys. Right. So this is our dictionary here. So how do we get the keys? We basically call a function called the keys, and then we loop for each node in the keys, which are all the nodes. If I print the node, is going to give me all the nodes, and is going to give me C, A, D, B, E, F. C, A, D, B, E, F. It's in the same order where we actually entered, where we said we're going to do that from left to right. C, A, D, B, E, F. Right here. C, A, D, B, E, F. Okay, so suppose now that I want to get all the keys, all the nodes, and their connections. What do I need to do? So there is a really nice function in a Python dictionary. In the Python dictionary is actually called items. So getting all the nodes and their connected neighbors. Connected neighbors. Okay, so we are going to invoke a function called items, like that, and this function returns a key and a value. It returns two types, and then so we're going to do a for key and a value in these in the items. Now I can print node, and that would be the key, and then I can say neighbors, and then I will print the value. If we run it like that, so I have node C is connected to A. Let's check. Node C is connected to A. That's it. So what about node B? Node B has A, D, E, F. Node B right here is connected to A, B, E, F. So as you can see, being able to work with Python dictionary makes it really easy for working with networks that are represented as a graph data structure. What else do we need to check? We can work with, suppose I want the neighbors for another node. So I'm just gonna call it, say I want to get node F. So it's gonna give me B, okay. Node F gives me B. So this is basically the neighbors for node F. What about I want to get the neighbors for node B? What will I get? Should I get A? Should I get F? Let's see. But before we actually check, before we run this, let's check in the network to see, because now node B is connected to A and D and E and F. So I have to see four different nodes in the network. Indeed. So this is using dictionaries is a very useful skill to have, so we can work with these new data structures that we call graphs or networks. There are specialized libraries, and I can actually demonstrate. There's one of them called network X, and we are going to import it as NX like that. Now I want to show you that you can actually get that dictionary and you create a graph from a function called I'm sorry, NX graph like that, and the function is going to take it's literally a constructor, so it's going to take that dictionary like this, and now it took that dictionary, and this is a constructor in a class called graph that is part of a library called networkx, and this now has actually generated an object, a graph object for us. And let me show you the info for that. We are going to print the info. There's networkx has an info function like that, and is going to tell me that I have how many nodes and how many edges, and is going to tell me something about the average degree, but we'll talk about that later. But for the time being, let's check how many nodes we have. We have 3 and 3. That's 6 nodes. I apologize, I have to put my phone on silent. So now we know that we have 6 and 6. What about the edges? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the info that we received here is indeed correct. Let me show you something real quick. You can also use a built-in function called draw that is part of networkx. It takes that graph, and if we want to show the labels, we're gonna pass through like that, and we can also see the node color like that. Maybe we're gonna make it blue for the time being, and as you can see right here, you see the labels, but maybe if we make these guys maybe in red, then we can see the labels. So this is a graph that is very similar to this graph here, or this network here. As a matter of fact, this was created originally by networkx, but I wanted to start by having you seen the picture, and then working your way through on how you construct the picture like that, and then you see how the picture is created. That's it for now. This is a really nice introduction, and hopefully that gives you an idea about what a graph is, and we will continue on the next video. Thanks for watching.